Hello, friends. Welcome to unBasic Black Christmas Edition. Today we are going to be talking about the holiday season. For people who have opinions about everything, we have opinions about this too. I am of the persuasion that I absolutely love and adore the Christmas holiday season. I am one of those people that start decorating in November. It's mostly because I like the ambience, I like the beauty and the pageantry. I love the decor and all of the things I get to do with the holiday season. I love the colors, the richness, when it's cold outside and you have your tea or hot chocolate and you're surrounded by, the beautiful scenery and decorations and the twinkling lights. It just creates such a warm feeling for me. But we know that the holiday season is much more than that. And I'm going to get spiritual a little bit, religious a little bit, because I do believe in Jesus and I do believe that this is the reason for the season, right? Blessed beyond measure, right? Every day is a blessing. And when I think about in celebration of those blessings, I don't know if you watched our Thanksgiving video, go ahead and click over and watch that as well. But when I think about Thanksgiving, it's giving thanks for everything that, God has done for me in my life. And when I get to Christmas, it's an opportunity to just kind of reinforce that. I get to share not just the blessings that I've received for myself, but I get to share that with others too. In attitude, in monetary presence, I get to show how grateful I am for everything that God has done for me. So it really does go beyond the commercialized Christmas season that you see. Now, for some people, it's all about the presents, right? It's all about the presents. But for me and mine, that's like a blessing bonus. It's like a bonus to be able to give your loved ones gifts, to be able to see the looks, on your children's faces when they tear open those packages. This day and age, sometimes it's hard to buy for kids because they have so much. But with the Christmas holiday season, we talk about, what's important, the real importance and the real reason behind Christmas and why we celebrate it. But when I look at the commercialism, for example, I don't mind that so much because I think that people do what they can. The dangers that I see in that is that people have a tendency to overextend. They try to keep up with the Joneses and they go outside of their means and they end up in a whole lot of Christmas credit card debt. Don't do that. Don't do that, because the whole purpose of Christmas is to share with loved ones. And when you share what you can. I remember this, there was a Disney cartoon, and I think most Disney cartoons have some element of this in it, but there was a Disney cartoon where the little mice, were sitting around and they were trying to, get enough to eat and stay warm and all of this kind of thing, right? And then a crumb fell from the human's plate. It was like a little crumb. And then when one of the mice went over and picked up the crumb, broke it in half, and then kind of started sharing it with all of the other mice. For me, that says Christmas, right? You received something as a blessing that sometimes comes out of nowhere. And you're like, this was a huge blessing. And then you're able to share that with your loved ones, right? Without hesitation, without greed, without any consideration for oneself. And am I going to get enough to eat? No, you share that with others. And to me, that's what Christmas is all about. I know that there are some people out there that do not like Christmas. I don't know what those people are smoking. No, I'm kidding. Not everybody likes Christmas, which is true. You don't have to like Christmas. So for me, Christmas is the season where people kind of get a little nicer. They kind of, get into a frame of mind or a spirit where they want to help other people. I don't see how that can be a bad thing. And for, again, not everybody likes Christmas, and you really don't have to, but I cannot understand how that could be a bad thing when you have people that are in a good mood. And I've heard people criticize Christmas. Well, they only do it at Christmas time. Okay, but that's a good thing that they have thought, I think I will volunteer at that soup kitchen, or I think I will, go out and try to do some charity or do something good for somebody else. So what if they only do it that one time a year? That one time of year that they do it means so much to the people that they're doing it for, that they're helping, that it doesn't matter. It's like you're looking at the finger instead of focusing on all the heavenly glory, Bruce Lee. And it's like, don't focus on the finger, so the act of their kindness, focus on what it means to the person that they helped. The person who got those, warm clothes to wear, the person that finally got a hot meal in their stomach, usually, I don't know if you've ever volunteered at like a soup kitchen or something like that, but sometimes it's exactly that. They get soup and bread and juice or whatever the case may be. But Christmas is the time where people roll out the good stuff. So they're able to feast just like we do. You get ham and turkey and all these kind of, things that they don't usually get to eat. We take it for granted because we're like, we'll just go to a restaurant, right? We'll go to a restaurant, or we'll go out to eat, or we'll cook, or whatever the case may be. But for those individuals that are touched that once a year by the kindness of other people, means so much to them, and they look forward to it the next year. So how can that be a bad thing? Yes, somebody may only do it once a year, but how can that be a bad thing? Looking at church, people complain about that too. Well, they only go to church at Christmas, but they're going to church. How can that be a bad thing? Because it could be that one message, that one time a year that touches something inside of their hearts. It touches them in their hearts, and then they want to do better throughout the year. Or throughout the year, they're reminded of what they celebrated over the Christmas holiday. They're reminded of the family get together, right? Because some people have hellacious Christmases, and family gets on your nerves, and you don't want to be bothered with all of that. But at the same time, you have that family and you have those memories. You look back and think, you know what? It wasn't that bad. It was a great celebration. It was nice to see all of those people. It was nice to at least know that I have a family, at least know that there are people out there who share in what I share. You know what I mean? So, rather than focusing on all the negativity and the commercialism of Christmas, why not look forward to the bright side? You've got Christmas carols. Yes, there's a million different renditions of those Christmas carols, but I cannot listen to Christmas carols without feeling the Christmas spirit. It just lifts me up so much. I feel a little brighter. I find myself tapping along, and it's contagious. It's infectious. Just like bad moods and negativity is infectious, good moods and positivity is infectious as well. There's a commercial, I think it's a Coke commercial. It's some commercial. There's a commercial where an individual is coming out of a store and they smile at someone, right? They're not really smiling at that person. They just happen to smile in their direction, but the person thought they smiled at them. So they were like, oh, and then they smiled, and the person they interacted with smiled. And it ended up creating a chain reaction of people smiling, right? That's what Christmas does. That's the beauty and the power of Christmas. Yes, we got Santa, we got elves, we got, people, charities looking for money. We've got all of these things, but don't lose sight of the real reason for the season: perpetual hope. And that's what we live in, the time of hope, where we have to have something that we believe in. We have to have something to look forward to. We've had such a hard time these last 2 years, right? And it's a great thing to be able to look at each other and say, you know what, we're still here and we're pushing through, right? That's what the Christmas season is all about. Commercialism aside, the true meaning of Christmas. And Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown Christmas said it best, and the character came out and said, and unto us, this day a child is born. And it's like, that's the message. Jesus came to give us hope. And when we look around and we're singing carols and we're, going to get-togethers and, having, those charities and all of the different things that come along with the holiday season, the underlining message of all of that is truly a message of hope. Hope that people can be better. Hope that people will do better in the coming year. It gives me chills just thinking about it. And how can that be a bad thing, right? So to all of you out there, I want to wish you season's greetings, regardless of what what your faith is. We wish you blessings. We wish you prosperity in the new year and good things to come. So Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Omedeto, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Ramadan, I think it is. Whatever you believe, whatever you celebrate, we wish you the best. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from unBasic Planet. Thanks for hanging in there with us, and we will see you next year.